And John, the president weighed in addressing the issue of race in this country in a provocative interview released overnight.
That's right. This was in an interview with comedian Mark Maron for a podcast called WTF. The president was talking about the persistence of racism in the United States when he said this.
And it's not just a matter of it not being polite to say in public.
It's a little jarring to hear the president of the United States use the N-word, but the point he was making is that racism still exists. America is not cured of racism. His use of that word, though, David, you can imagine, will probably set off quite a debate.
Yep, more to come on.
Did the president intend to say what he did? I mean, obviously it wasn't a mistake, but what I mean, did he go into the interview intending to use that word?
No. I think as was evident from the conversation, it was a free-flowing conversation, and it was pretty wide-ranging, and there was no decision made on the part of anybody here at the White House that we're going to capitalize on this audio interview from somebody's garage in California, that this would be an opportune time for him to get this particular point off his chest. In fact, I think the point that he's making is entirely consistent with the way that he has made this point, both in settings where he's delivering from prepared remarks, but also when he's answering in the context of answering other questions.
Did he have any hesitancy in using that? I mean, I don't think we've ever heard him use that word in public before, even before he was president, have we? Or has he? I mean,
I don't think so. I know that there's. I know that word is mentioned in his in Dreams from My Father, his book, several times, but I don't know that I've heard him use the word before.
And one more note on this. President Obama giving an interview making national headlines tonight because of a word he used, something we have never heard from this president or any other president in recent times. Jonathan Karl with what the president said.
President Obama used the N-word as he invoked the long history of racism in America, from slavery to Jim Crow, that he says still casts a long shadow over America.
That's still part of our DNA. That's passed on. We're not cured of it. Racism. We are not cured of.
Clearly.
And it's not just a matter of it not being polite to say in public. That's not the measure of whether racism still exists or not.
Those are especially blunt words for a president who has had to address the issue of race over and over again. After the shooting of Trayvon Martin in 2012 and Michael Brown in 2014, the death of Freddie Gray in Baltimore in 2015, and now the massacre in Charleston.
And Jonathan Karl with us now live from the White House. John, you've covered this president for some time now. It doesn't seem like a word he would use lightly.
Absolutely not, David. This is a president who is also a writer. He is precise in his use of words, especially on the issue of race. And today, the White House said that the president has absolutely no regrets about using that word.
All right, John, thank you. And as you know, President